Man, it's crazy. 1 year old. I remember when we were in the hospital, Casey and I remember the whole day. Casey was feeling pressure, feeling a lot of different stuff, and I was taking her blood pressure manually. We bought like a manual pump to check how she was doing because she had preeclampsia. So we called the doctor to see what we should do because she was swollen. She was so big. It was crazy. Her whole face was swollen. Her feet were swollen. We used to call her feet empanadas, little empanadas, because they were like so chunky and just round. And the doctor was like, okay, come on in. We're going to check you out, see what we have to do. So we go to the doctors and they're running tests. They're running blood pressure. They're running all these different things. The doctor comes, checks her out, comes into the room and says, it's time to have the baby. And we were just in total shock. We hadn't expected it. It was still a month out from the due date that she was supposed to deliver the baby. And we just decided, okay, here we go. It's time to begin. And because she was 30 days early, a month early from the delivery date, they had to induce pregnancy. And that is such a long and crazy process. If there are any moms out there that have done that, man, props to you because it's brutal. So we spend the first 24 hours in the hospital, and they're pumping her full of medication that's going to help her body to realize, okay, it's time to push this baby out. Because if not, the preeclampsia could really, really hurt her and the baby. I remember as we were sitting in the hospital room that Casey had a bunch of dreams of what she wanted labor to be like. She wanted to labor in a tub with water and candlelights and all these sorts of just mood settings to help the process be really peaceful. She'd researched it, she'd looked into it, and that's exactly what she wanted, and I was all for it. And we were hoping that at the hospital we'd be able to get the tub to deliver in water and go about the way that she and I wanted it to be. But because she was in preeclampsia, they rushed her over to a special wing of the hospital, and they had her in this really dingy looking kind of just regular hospital room. So we dressed it up. We dimmed the lights and we set up these little fake candles, right? Actually, we still have the fake candles, which is funny. So we set it up. We had this lavender spray that she loved, and we sprayed the room, we sprayed her, and we had music and all the songs that she wanted. And we just tried to make it, I really wanted it to be an important and peaceful time. So as time went by, slowly but surely, she kept dilating more and more, which allows the baby to pass through. And finally the moment came. They came into the room and they noticed that she was not totally dilated, but as ready as she'll ever be to have the baby. So they started the process. And after laboring, which was pretty incredible, I'll never forget seeing Bailey there for the first time. Getting to see her form for the first time, her hair, her eyes, her little body, all these things that I'd been just so excited to see and couldn't when Casey was pregnant, just looking at the belly and feeling kicks. None of that gave me a visual. Not even the real 3D imaging that we got gave the same image of what was right in front of me. And I remember they grabbed her and they immediately put her in under like an incubator to warm her up and take all of her little blood tests and all these different things. And I was there with her, and she was crying, which was really good. But I remember hearing that cry, and it really moves my heart because she had this little fragile cry, and it wasn't because she was sick or weak or whatever, but she was just so little. It's all that she could produce. And I just broke down in tears. I remember being in the hospital just crying because I saw that this little helpless baby, this child of ours, needed us, needed our help, and we were there to protect it. And being a preemie, they immediately took her to all these different places to make sure that she was healthy and blood tests and all this. And Casey had a really intense post-labor, right? the placenta and all these different things that they have to do to take out. And it was really hard, but thank God she got through it healthy and didn't have any major complications. And then she got to enjoy the baby, and she broke down finally once she was able to hold her and see her for the first time and experience that moment with her. And I think that 1 year later from that point, it's really amazing how far Bailey has come. She's a premature baby, but she's growing like crazy. She's walking around, she's experiencing the world. She's excited to see new things, excited to explore and jump around, and sometimes annoyingly so, to be honest. But deep down, there's this great love that Casey and I have for her. This love that enables us to be able to push through the hard things in life that we have to do to support her and to take care of her. And so 1 year later, although it's been really challenging to adapt to having another life to take care of and share that responsibility with my wife, I wouldn't trade the joy of calling myself her dad for anything. I wouldn't take it away. I wouldn't change it. I think it's totally special and unique. And so I just wanted to say to my sweetheart, one day when you see this and you wonder if your parents loved you and how much they did, that happy birthday, happy first birthday, and we love you very, very much.